Good morning. I'm here in Yosemite National Park for a little two-night adventure. Currently headed to the Glen Allen High Camp, and then I'm going to start heading north. And my hopeful campsite for tonight is going to be McCabe Lake, probably lower. I might go to Upper McCabe Lake. And then tomorrow I'm going to go to Upper McCabe Lake if I haven't gone there already, go over a pass, head by Roosevelt Lake, and then keep heading back towards Tuolumne Meadows. That's where I started, was Tuolumne Meadows. It is amazing weather today. It is the middle of June. It is like 57 degrees out, slight breeze, super sunny, really nice. I am absolutely shocked by the amount, or the lack of the amount of snow. Like looking at some of these peaks, I thought like, oh, I'm gonna be in June. I brought the micro spikes, I got the ice axe. I'm prepared for snow conditions. I know it's a low year, like a record low year, but still it's pretty early in the season, and just like the complete lack of snow on some of the high peaks I saw coming in. It's kind of scary, honestly. We're gonna have definitely a very dry summer. I know a lot of the reservoirs are way down, but yeah, it's gonna be a smoky summer, I imagine, with as dry as it is, and probably pretty hard on the farmers too. So, but I think my pass is like 11,000, maybe like 10.8, something like that. So I'll probably hit at least a couple patches of snow. Hopefully it's not a complete waste of time bringing the ice axe. For lunch today, I've got a smoked hard salami. They didn't have the spicy one at the store. I was kind of bummed on that. I like the spicy one a lot. Classic smoked Gouda, and then some just plain old original wheat thins. So I'm gonna make up some little sandwiches and eat that and enjoy this awesome view. I'm sitting right here next to this river, super pretty. Already seen a couple of fish in the river, just kind of small trout. Hopefully McCabe, maybe Roosevelt. I can't remember the lakes I'm staying at on the second night, but anyways, hopefully some of these lakes have fish, because I did bring fishing gear also. Well, it's 3 o'clock and I'm taking a little break. It's been a nice day, just kind of a real easy, straight trail, kind of gradually gaining altitude. I noticed I made one big mistake with my gear this time, is I did not bring a mosquito head net. Mosquitoes are, depending on where you're at, they're definitely out. So yeah, we'll see how it is at the lake. Hopefully not nearly as bad. I've gone through some kind of marshy areas and they seem to be the worst there. But they're not horrendous, but they're definitely out. We've got about 3 miles left to go until I hit my lake. I'm going to stick on the PCT here for another 1.5 miles or so, then turn off and start heading up to McCabe Lake. I'll probably do lower McCabe. There's an upper also, but I think I'm just going to do the lower one tonight, and then begin my off-trail travel tomorrow. I made it to McCabe Lake. It's about 6 o'clock now. I got here about 15-20 minutes ago. And just laid flat on the ground. It's pretty good hike today. 14 miles, about 2,600 feet of climbing. So I am tired. I'm not in the best of shape. I feel very out of it. Not last week, but Well, yeah, it was last week. Literally last week, I went on a family vacation in Mexico, sat on the beach, drank a lot of cervezas, quite a bit of margaritas, and I don't think that a margarita Tecate diet is a great training regimen to then get up the next weekend and go hike 15 miles into the wilderness, or 14 miles in. So I'm a little tired, a little worn out. That's all part of it, you know. Live and learn. The lake, unfortunately, looks very shallow out, but it's a few feet deep in the shallow. So I'll go string up the line, do a light lure, take a couple of casts, see if I get anything, and then if not, I'm going to start back up on start on dinner real soon. The mosquitoes are so right here, so they're not too terrible, which is nice. I got about another 2.5 hours of daylight, really, if not more. So I'll definitely be going to bed around 9:30, trying to get some Z's in. And I got to figure out my plan of attack tomorrow. It's either head back down this way and kind of around following a stream, or try to get up over one pass to then go to another pass I want to go to. So I'm not sure which the best way. So I'm going to study the topo a little bit here over dinner and come up with the best solution. Tried my hand at some fishing and no luck. There's a stream about 100 feet that way, and there's about this much water in it, and I can see all types of little trout. They're all real small. They're about this big. And then most of the bank where I'm at right here can't be more than 8 to 10 inches deep, but they're all clustered right around that inlet, and I don't have like a fly rod. Even if I had a fly rod, it's so small. They're so concentrated. I don't know if I could get them. I don't know how to get them, at least. I always have much more luck with finding a deep spot, finding like a cut, and then fishing that drop off area. And I'm just not seeing anything because I can't really see very deep into the water because of the sun right now. But anyways, no fish tonight. That's what the story is. For dinner this evening, we're going to do one that I haven't done in a while. Sorry for the very harsh lighting, by the way. The sun is going down and creating a lot of shadows. I got a ramen packet in a Ziploc bag. And then I've got Thai peanut sauce. If you search Andrew Skurka Thai peanut noodles, you'll come up and see the recipe. But basically it's peanut butter, olive oil, garlic, sriracha, sesame seed oil, a little bit of salt. Probably forgetting something. But anyways, that's the main things. I put it in this really hard-sided, get out of here. This hard-sided Nalgene bottle is super strong. It's got a great seal to it. I've never had it leak before. And I got 2 servings of it in here. And I water it down with a little bit more olive oil than what he puts in the recipe. That way it can, like, you can see it's peanut butter, so it's pretty non-viscous. But if you sit here for a minute, it'll start to go to one side, and then you can scrape it out with your spoon. And once your noodles are cooked up, you just kind of blob it in and mix it around, and it's just phenomenal Thai peanut epicness that's going on. So I'm going to fire up the stove and start on that. Waiting on dinner to warm up, having some pre-snacks. Grabbed this at the store, looks pretty good. Dried roasted edamame and sea salt. It's good. I've been trying to do more like healthy food when I'm out here. Brought chickpeas a couple of times. I'll never bring these again. The protein amount is off the charts. 14 grams for a third of a cup, which is quite a bit. So, yeah, these are pretty good. Sitting back and waiting for my food to heat up here. Looking out over Sheep Peak is the name of this mountain over here. Sun's starting to set on it. Looks pretty cool. I'm worn out, man. I haven't done like a good double-digit day, just like go on a groomed trail. I stopped for like 2 20-minute breaks. That was it. So a lot of walking, a lot of gradual incline, but that'll wear you out. And like I mentioned earlier, I do not feel in the best of shape. But I think I just need to get some food in me. So one of the things I like doing when the trails are a little bit more mellow, easy vertical gain, or they're just kind of flat, is I'm really liking audiobooks. I started doing that a little bit last year, and I've done it more and more this year. And I think it passes the time, gets you to think about something. I've been using just my iPhone and then some AirPods. I have like the first gen AirPods. These are ancient, but they still work. I get about 3 hours of listening out of it, which I think is good, because then I put them away and then I kind of walk for like an hour or two, and then they're charged up, so then I'll switch. So I'll go back and forth between listening and not listening. And I tend to like more, I would say, adventure-y type books have been keeping me interested while I'm out here. I just finished up one. It was called Nothing Like It in the World. I started that on my Trinity Alps trip, but finished it up this time. And it's written by Stephen Ambrose, the same guy that did Band of Brothers. And it's about the Transcontinental Railroad. Wow, I can't talk. Which was really cool. I had never, studied that other than just like what was ever high school history class said. But it's fascinating story, the story of the railroad. And I've gone to the Railroad Museum in Sacramento once or twice, so I was able to kind of relate what I had seen there and to some of his stories. And it's kind of cool that some of the places I've been up near on the north side of Tahoe are right where the CP, the Central Pacific, went through and put their line in. Pretty crazy feat of engineering, really. I just started on Born to Run by Christopher McDougall. I like his books a lot. I started this one many years ago, got like a third of the way in, and then forgot about it for some reason. So I definitely want to listen to this again. It's really good. It's better than I remember. I listened to his book, Born Hero Born. I don't know. It's about World War II and the island of Crete. Fascinating book. I really like that. I haven't listened to his latest one, which is about a donkey. But yeah, Christopher McDougall, really interesting writing style. It's a little jumpy and bouncy as far as the storyline goes, but it keeps you entertained. It's got some adventure elements to it, and I really like his descriptive style. So yeah, those have been my two main authors here for the past couple of months, really. Been flopping back between the two, Ambrose and McDougall. Anyways, you got any other good books? Anyone else got any recommendations? I'm always up. I got plenty of Audible credits. I mainly do Audible. Not sure if I 100% like their credit system, but whatever. Works pretty good. So yeah, I got a couple credits, and I need to find some new books after I'm done with this Born to Run. Dinner's ready. Bon appetit. Oh yeah. That was good. Add a little extra sesame oil and a little extra olive oil. It makes it come out so much easier out of the bottle. Yep. It was a good meal. I like this one. It's a little gooey, but using this Ziploc method, like this would suck in a pot because you'd get like a bunch of stuff. But with this, you just got to take the analogy and just kind of blip, blip, blip like that, and it gets in there. I think this would be a mess if you're using a pot. But it's great. This bottle right here, this is like, it can hold about 4 servings. I think this is like a 6-7 ounce. How big is this? 8 ounce bottle. You can hold about 4 servings. So if you're backpacking with a partner, you can do it for 2 meals on trail. It's super cheap. Tastes good. It's very calorically dense because the 2 main ingredients are olive oil and peanut butter. So I'm going to chow down on this and listen to my audiobook and then go try some more fishing. Here's my pro tip for today. I really like using the Sawyer squeeze. It's light, it's easy, but it's starting to get cold and that water is freezing. So if you hold this bottle and filter an entire liter, your hands will get cold. But I sometimes do, and you can call me a big wimpy if you want me to. I just wrap my little sip pad around it, then I can squeeze the entire liter out and not once have my hands go freezing cold. You can use gloves too, but honestly this adds more insulation. So that's my pro tip for today. Use your seating pad as a Sawyer squeeze hand rejuvenator if you're a wimp like me. Good morning, it's a little after 6. Slept really good. I feel a lot better. Last night I rolled into camp and I was pretty beat. I was kind of like bummed out and just like, ugh, I'm really out of shape. I feel terrible, but today I feel a lot better. It's probably a good thing I spent a night now here at 9,800 feet. I think I got to go up to about 11.2 and then back down. So I don't know if I mentioned this, but the route I'm doing is a suggested weekend hike from Andrew Skurka, who's a real famous backpacker. He has a massive, like 200-mile off-trail loop that goes all the way around Yosemite, but that takes weeks to complete. But you can do shorter section hikes, and he's got some short ones. This is actually the shortest one, but then he's got some like 30, 50, 60, 70-mile ones that you could do maybe in like a 3, 4, 5 day type of period. So I'm doing this one kind of as a warm-up and to test it out. So I'm going to stay with his original route, which is basically going back down to the river and then up to upper McCabe Lake, and then you go over a pass which is like, it's got a funny name. I'll figure it out. It's got a funny name. I was tempted to go on the other side of the lake. You saw the video of me shooting pictures of the mountains up there at Sheep's Head, I think it's called. I was going to go on the other side and then kind of do an off-trail traverse and go over another pass, drop down and go up, but too much. I think that this will just be easier. I'll just do some bushwhacking here this morning. The woods are starting to thin out here at a little over 9,800 feet. The trees are spruced far enough apart that it won't be some epic battle of whacking through bushes. So I got the water warming up. Gonna have a little bit of oatmeal today, a little classic oatmeal. This one's got some I think craisins, brown sugar, some chopped almonds. So that's pretty basic. And then my goal is, if I can get out of here by 7 or a little bit before, and try to get up to Upper McCabe, yeah, that's the goal today. Packed up and ready to get back on trail. Today might be a little bit more like adventure vloggy type of, a lot of me talking into the camera type of thing, and maybe a little bit less cinematic with music and all that, just because this is going to be a tough hike. A lot of off-trail travel. About 90% of today is off-trail, so wish me luck. Here goes nothing. So after a little bit more map work, I thought I had to go up there. But in fact, I'm going to take this slide right here and this little boulder field up to the top of there, and then the lake is right on the other side. So I'll come up a good ways. These boulders are pretty big, pretty jagged, bit of a challenge. I'm walking basically right under McCabe Creek right now. Got just a little bit more to go. I don't know if you can see, but right out there's a little waterfall. This should be the top. That was rough. I came up this big boulder field. It might have been easier to go that way, so maybe I should have cut off the trail a little sooner. But I don't have much info. The route on Skurka's guide is really just like, camp here, go here, figure out the rest, which I think is kind of part of the fun, but definitely learning some stuff. I really should have peeled off earlier, maybe gone up the easier part instead of these ginormous boulders. Just hoping it's easier from here. I just checked my watch. I'm at 10,300, and I think the peak's at 11.2. So still got another 1,000 feet to go. I should be to the lake here in just a few minutes, and then I can start circumnavigating it and heading up towards the pass. My next thing is I need to go around the side of the lake right here, all the way around, and then I think I gotta check my map, but I think the pass is just on the other side of this little island. Go up and over that. I believe it's called Don't Be a Fool Pass. So here's a look at the map. I started here at McCabe Lake, came down, followed this river. Really nice big meadow right in here. Just came up this way, followed this river, and that's where I just did that boulder field. So I'm like right here on the map. Next thing I got to do is traverse the side here. There's a little island kind of jutting out, or not an island, but a little peninsula. Go around the corner, and then I go over this pass, and I'll have a ton of descent down here at Roosevelt Lake. Fall all of Roosevelt Lake, relatively flat, and then just a little 400 feet down, 400 feet up, and right about here, you can't see it, is my camp spot for tonight. Well, I can attest that there are fish in both the upper and lower McCabe Lakes. I just have no ability of catching them. I tried a couple different lures, a few different techniques, slow, fast, no fish. But there are, especially in this lake, I saw some like 8, 9, 10-inch fish. So if anyone else can get them, good luck. Check out this rock right there. It's like jutting out, looks like a big diving board. Pretty unusual. I'm about halfway up, and I've got snow basically from here to the top. Made 2 gear modifications. One, I'm going to put some micro spikes on my feet, and then 2, I swapped out the normal baskets on my hiking poles with the snow baskets. I found that that really helps. I don't think I need an ice axe for this first part. It goes up kind of steady, flattens out, and then I probably will grab the ice axe for the last bit, which is pretty steep. Almost there, got another about 600 feet to go. Come up quite a ways, a couple hundred feet. Still got a little bit more to go right behind me, and it's the steepest spot coming up. So I put on some real gloves, and I grabbed the ice axe just so I had something to stop me in case I start sliding. It's pretty sun-cupped, but it's steep-ish, and I'm by myself. So I'd rather be safe than sorry, and I don't want to get into that classic mountaineering mistake where you pull out your ice axe too late and you're already on a steep spot and you want it. So I'm gonna pull that out. I'm gonna leave one hiking pole out, put the other one away, and try to get up this remaining 300-400 feet. Made it to the top of Don't Be a Smart Pass. Good climb, amazing views coming up from the valley, from lower McCabe to upper McCabe. That was pretty awesome, fun little snowfield. I'm at about 11,127, and I'm feeling pretty good. My pulse is, leveling out. I kept it kind of in the 140 range on the way up, which is usually kind of my the higher end of my low aerobic kind of threshold. So that's where I was wanting to keep it. So I felt pretty good. Felt pretty strong. Honestly, feel better than what I did yesterday. It was probably the night sleeping at altitude made a big difference. So I quickly peeked over to the other side and can see Roosevelt Lake, which is my next major objective. I gotta go down about, I think it's almost 800-900 feet, so I got quite a bit of elevation gain or loss. The good thing is this is the highest point I'll be at in the whole trip, and it's the most climbing for today. I think I got a small 500 feet left or so, so pretty easy uphill the rest of the day, but now I've got some serious downhill. I'm gonna do some lunch up, sit here for a bit, maybe rest up for a half an hour, and then off to Roosevelt. Here we are, first view from over the pass. That right there, the big mountain, is Mount Conness. It's the highest mountain, I think, in Yosemite Park, north of 120. We got Roosevelt Lake down there. You can see across, I think that right there is Half Dome. So you can see clear across all the way to the valley. My camp spot for tonight is right around in there. I need to go around this side of the lake, drop down in the woods, back up and then my lakes are right there. Of course, I can't remember the name of them are because, well, you guys know my videos. I can't remember the name of anything. I have arrived. I'm here at Lake Roosevelt. Way behind me, way up there, is the pass I came from. This is the biggest, longest, sandy, alpine-looking beach I've ever seen. I'm going to lay here and probably take a nap for 10 minutes and then proceed on. Well, it came down about 1,000 feet in 1 hour, so it's a pretty good decline. Nothing tricky or anything, it was just kind of a lot. This is phenomenal. This is actual like sand. Wow, this is nice. Come down out of the cool alpine area, and I'm now in the middle of the woods, kind of doing some dead reckoning, kind of go, reassess, go, reassess. I'm trying to get to Young Lakes. Young Lakes is a series of about 3 lakes. See if it's any good. I'm assuming there will be other people there, as is, it's about 7 miles from the trailhead, and this is a Saturday night, so probably might be some other people, but if it's real crowded, I can always come back in the woods and find a spot. Pretty tired. I'm here at Middle Young Lake. Looks nice enough. It's got a great view. There's like a million campsites here. There's like a nice flat gravel kind of like sandbar that goes from here back like 100 yards. I mean, you could fit quite a few people here. So I snagged a site. This looks like a good area. You can get water. Looks pretty shallow. I don't know if being good fishing, but my feet are pretty fried. They've been wet since like the very first, I don't know, 10 minutes of today. I was crossing streams and mushy, gunky, marshy grasslands, and then on the snow for at least an hour plus. So anyways, my feet have been wet pretty much all day long, going up and down hills. Total stats for today, they don't sound that impressive, but trust me, it was like as hard, if not harder, than yesterday. So it's like 7.5 miles and 2,300 feet of climbing. Top height or altitude or whatever, I think it was like 11,150 or something like that. So got decently high. Man, it's only 4. I get tons of daylight. I got 4 more hours of daylight, so at least a half an hour sitting here drying off, eating food, and getting some water in me. And then I'll go scope out this lake. If it looks like it's garbage for fishing, I will I'll probably go to the upper lake. I'll go check the upper lake out. It looks like it's the biggest of the 3. See if I can catch anything, because I'm really pissed I haven't caught anything. I think this is like, if I don't catch anything here tonight, this is the first time I would have been skunked on a trip the past 4 or 5, probably since the time I went to Desolation Wilderness, like in 2018. Maybe it was 2019. That was 2018. Yeah, I haven't been skunked in a while, so we'll see. Maybe I've just lost my groove. I was killing them at Trinity Alps. What was that, like a month ago? I was just destroying them. Oh, I gotta take a nap. Oh, I gotta take a nap. Today was a good day. Having a snack now. I feel revitalized. Back to being a human after 30 minutes of not walking. I didn't take very many breaks today. I took one at the pass, a couple other really short ones, but I was definitely booking it, which felt good. Like that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get up and go and try a hard day, which it definitely was. I really do like the off-trail stuff. I didn't see anyone all day. So I saw, the only sign of humans I saw all day was a trail cam at the peak. So there must be some like scientific program going on monitoring bears or something that go over the peak. I don't know. But other than that, I didn't see any sign of nature. The upper McCabe Lake had like no visible campsites that I could easily see. So it was cool. It was pretty good. And then, of course, I get here to Young Lakes, and I've seen 6 people just walk up and down the path here in the last 30 minutes. So if you get away from the trails and try some of the harder stuff, if you feel confident on trail and you want to try something more challenging, these off trail routes and peak bagging and stuff like that is definitely getting more and more interesting to me. It's amazing how big a difference 25 minutes or like 35 minutes, a little bit of cheese and crackers and some gummy bears, and your feet being dry can make. I feel fine now. I feel like I could go do it again. I don't really want to do that right now because my hips are really sore, but Oh, you might have also noticed I'm using a different backpack than normal. I typically use the ULA CDT, which is that lime kind of turquoise green one. That's a frameless, really lightweight pack. And then I also use the ULA Circuit, which is a framed, bigger bag. And I just wanted to try out this Hyperlite Mountain Gear pack. I've had some of their packs before and always liked them, but never had one of their like backpacking ones. So I picked this up. It actually came in the mail the day before I left, so it was perfect. So it's brand new, getting broke in. One thing I've noticed, and this is what I had suspected with this pack, is I'm not a huge fan of the Circuit off trail, and there's one reason for that. The weight distribution, and this is getting kind of nerdy, but the bottom of most of the ULA packs is kind of like goes up like this instead of just being a round bottom. So it tends to push more weight up a little bit higher. And the Circuit or like the bigger Catalyst, they all have load lifters that go up here. So your whole center of gravity, instead of being like here, is like here, which actually feels better on trail. Like on trail, the Circuit is way more comfortable than this. Like I can tell already, if you said, carry heavy weight on trail all day long, Circuit all day long. If I was doing a through hike, 100%. But off trail, having that weight a little bit higher and having that frame with those load lifters, when you go to move forward, like if you're trying to brace yourself off a rock, I have a tendency to have it want to like shift, and it kind of feels like you got like this tube on your back that's going like this. And this all might be like really minute, stupid details that only me as a nerd would care about, but I definitely can feel a difference. Like today, I was doing a pretty good boulder field. It was legit, and I didn't feel unstable. I think this pack too does a better job. It's not nearly as wide. It's maybe a little further this way, but it's not nearly as wide. So like my arms, it definitely keeps it more center and balance a little bit better than the Circuit. So take that for what it's worth. That's just my opinions. I think for off-trail light stuff, I'm going to use this. This is the Southwest 2400. It's big enough for a BV 500, which is the big bear can, and you got to really have your stuff pretty dialed in. I'm kind of like at capacity, but I like the hip belt pockets, the side pockets, compression straps. I'll probably use it a lot for like a day pack. I like it for that because it's got a bit of a frame. It's got a lot of compression straps so you can get it smaller. The Circuit's kind of like always feels gigantic if you're using it as just a day pack. So you'll see it from time to time, probably more off-trail type stuff. On-trail, longer, bigger trips where I'm going to be carrying more heavier food, I'll probably stick with the Circuit. But time will tell. 6 months from now, you'll probably watch another video and be like, this thing's garbage and this thing's awesome. I guess that's, all part of the fun. Got the MLD Duo Mid set up, which is my preferred shelter these days. I had a comment or two around like, show me how you set it up or what do you do? For the most part, I'd probably go watch a video from Darwin on Trail. He shows how to set up really any pyramid shelter. The way I set this up is I stake out that back corner and then the other back corner, make it as tight as possible, put the pole in, and then put the front one in. That's what he goes over in the video. So just watch his video. It's well produced and very good. Darwin on Trail, he made it like a year or two ago. When it comes to staking, I'm kind of in a compressed gravel dirt environment, but there's solid rock underneath, which means sometimes you can get a stake in and sometimes you can't. So let me go around, I'll show you a couple of different ways of how I solve for this problem. Here's the easiest way, just take a stake and pound it in, but you can't always do that. So this is the front of the shelter. So what I typically do is I make a T
with the stake. Then I put one set of rocks, and I put some more rocks, and it's out of way enough from the front of my tent, and I leave enough of my guy lines to be able to get it in and out with no issues. Coming over here, you see there's this like support cable that just is not one of the main ones, but adds a little extra tension. For this, I've got a lot of slack. It's pretty simple. I just take a big rock and just this piece of string is continuous, goes under, goes up here. So I just let it sit on there. These back two, I was able to get staked out. In the corners, I do kind of like a, I don't know, diamond formation here. So same kind of concept. I put the stake there, and then put one set of rocks, and then another set of rocks to back those up. And that stays plenty good. I'm not skunked. I got a brookie. Just gotta get him off the lure. Nice. It's like a microfish. Time to chill and get some food going. I'm gonna do the same thing as I did last night, the Thai peanut mix, which is really good. Looking forward to that. I'm so happy that I got a brook trout, and it was actually a really nice one. Like that was a good size one for this size lake, and then I got a much smaller like one like this. So, yeah, I always thought I was gonna get skunked, but I didn't, so that makes me happy. So that's 7.5 miles of off-trail craziness. One really cool pass, some awesome photos and videos today. So it doesn't get much better than that. Oh, it does, because I have a lot of gummy bears left, so I'm gonna eat those. I'm gonna have some food here. It's only 6, so still got 2 hours of daylight. So sit here for about an hour, have some food, listen to the audiobook. I didn't get a chance to do that. I don't do audiobooks while doing off-trail travel stuff because there's too much going on for me to handle. So I'm just gonna do the audiobook tonight in the tent, and then tomorrow is all on trail. 400 up, 1,700 down, which is like perfect. I think that's an awesome way to end a trip. Really like this route. It's definitely a challenge. The first day was rough just because it's 14 miles, which is a decent amount, especially coming right from sea level and climbing to 9,900. I think you started at like 65 or so at Tuolumne, so it's maybe a little higher than that, maybe like 7. Anyways, it's a good amount of climb over the 14 miles, and pretty good views really. I mean, some of it was a little flat and straight, but that was okay. And then today was just amazing. Really glad I did that. Last night I was tempted to go like, maybe I'll just do 14 miles back. It'll still be a long weekend, a lot of high mileage, be good for me, but because I wasn't so sure, but I feel much more confident now. It was a big task, but the everything worked great gear-wise and everything like that. So I'm super happy that today went well. It was hard, but it was good. Settling in now. Got my gummy bears, a couple left. Pretty good. I think the Aqua Blue is my favorite. Shout out to the Park Service real quick. They gave me this when I got my permit, and it's the Yosemite Wilderness Study and Travel Diary. And it goes through, and it's pretty good. It asks, like, did you stay where you thought you were going to stay? Did you have any problems? Where'd you start? Where'd you stop? Like, were there any issues? Was it too crowded? Was there too much human waste? Did you have problems with animals? So they're like, I was like, okay. And I asked, like, well, what's the purpose? And they said, well, every couple of years, I guess it's been 10 years since they've done it, they just try to get feedback from people that are using the park to make sure that, like, people are doing a good job of not only maintaining and doing what they should out in the backcountry, but also they can regulate then the number of campsites allotments. So that's always kind of an important thing to me. So I decided, yeah, let's fill that out. Got nothing better to do. Sun is going down. Eat some of these gummy bears. And I got about an hour. I'm going to go do some fishing for an hour, see if I can't get anything else. Man, my nose is My nose is really stuffed up. I don't know what it is. Dry air, probably. That one's good. It's like key lime. Nothing I love better from gummy bears, other than the peanut M&Ms. Although it's a close tie. I just realized something as I went to shut the camera off. I have a... Yep, that's a dead mosquito. It's 8 o'clock. I went back out fishing. Caught one more brook trout, so it brings it up to a total of 3. Not my best fishing, but at least I got something. Pretty awesome alpenglow going on there. I am going to go tuck myself into the tent and listen to my book for about an hour. By 9, it's relatively dark and I fall asleep. Goal tomorrow, get up, head about 7 miles back to the car. Should be great. Really awesome day. I had a ton of fun. Can't wait till tomorrow. Good morning. I'm all packed up, ready to go. Sun's just starting to hit the top of the peaks. It starts getting light around 4:45, so it's pretty hard to sleep in. I'm going to fill up on water, hit the trail. I think most of today is just walking on trail through the woods, so there might not be a ton of me filming, but there's some cool stuff to see. I'll definitely film it. Just made it back to the car. That was an awesome trip. Super happy I did this weekend. That route was awesome. Definitely a challenge. The second day was no joke, off-road for like 95% of the trip. But that was fun. I had no idea. I look ridiculous. I have a dead mosquito there, war paint sunscreen on me. I'm sure I looked pretty special to all the people coming in. But so overall, it was a great trip. Had a lot of fun. Thanks for watching. Till next time.